Hello everyone and welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is James Otten. You may know me as the author of Wicca Basics Part 1 and Part 2 and 3, along with my other Kindle books and a paperback also, which are all available on Amazon.com. Let's get to today's topic. We're going to be talking about something they'd like to call Christian Wicca. Many people I've seen asking about this. Is this something that you can do, actually combining Christianity and Wicca? Right offhand, I'm going to say no, and then I'll tell you why. Why is because when you look at the description of it, it says it includes, their practice includes the Bible, Wicca, Kabbalah, and the Gnostic Gospels. I have a problem with two things. Okay, not the Gnosticism, that was the original form of Christianity actually that faded, was probably squashed by the people who didn't want it practiced and preferred the other version, which is now the modern version of Christianity, which is obviously much more oppressive, does nothing to empower people, but instead actually takes away your power, takes away your ability to manifest, to explore your spirituality or psychic development or anything of any value to you. Notorious for oppressing women, used today to oppress the LGBT people also. Really, it does nothing good for humanity whatsoever, in my opinion. And I would say it was deliberately crafted, really, so that certain people would have the power, and you'd be giving them the money, relying on them, while you yourself are forbidden from having any type of actual, real power for yourself. So, and that's what Christianity is. So when you use the term Christian Wicca, we're talking about modern Christianity. We're not talking about Gnosticism, which is a completely different thing. It's a form of mysticism, and I would not have any problem practicing that at all. It could actually be a very useful tool. Also, kind of an issue with the fact that they do include Mary as the female representation of the divine. Okay, I mean, I can certainly see where you might see her that way. Although if you're using the Bible, why would you use the Bible for anything, first of all? There's really nothing in there of any value to the occult or to witchcraft or much of anything, in my point of view. Unless you go to something like Edgar Casey's interpretations of the dream symbolism in the Bible, which actually makes clear, perfect sense to me, but that's a completely different issue. So, to me, Christianity and Wicca mix like oil and water. They two energies that do not really go together. That would be my opinion on that. Of course, there is a practice, a religion actually called Santeria, which you might point to and say, well, they incorporate elements of Christianity, the saints, but they're not actually really incorporating the saints, because let me tell you how Santeria came about. It was practiced by African people originally who had been displaced to other countries such as Cuba and here in the United States, placed in obviously a very bad situation, and aside from everything else they were going through, forbidden to practice their original religion, which was called Ifa. Ifa is a very pagan religion, very spiritual practice also that incorporates the gods of Yoruba known as the Orishas. So what they ended up doing was they ended up masking what they were doing. They were still practicing their religion. They were still worshiping the orishas, doing rituals, but they were disguising it, making it look like they were praying to saints, Christian saints. Um, so the Christianity is not actually involved. It's actually Ifa. It's actually a pagan religion. The Christianity stuff was all just a big smokescreen to fool the dopes who had no clue what the hell was going on. But they did end up making a religion out of that Santeria, unnecessarily, in my opinion, because now that you no longer have to disguise these things, I mean, anyone could learn and practice Ifa. There are actually Ifa temples in the United States. Um, it's not really necessary to incorporate the saints anymore as a disguise. So that would be my view on that.